Hello and welcome back to Madmen with a Box live stream, our weekly live stream where we talk about all the Doctor Who news and review our topic at the end of the show. I'm OZChris, the Chris. I didn't change that tagline. I kind of forgot. She's gonna have to stay there now. I'm joined with this guy,
ProfPixel.
Madmen.
Did you forget my name? I know we took a week off, but I haven't changed as a person.
It was a very important week off. I needed to watch Dune. It was a cinema experience I had to experience.
I saw Dune 2.
It's good.
It is indeed.
It really is. If you haven't seen Dune 2 and you're a bit on the fence of like seeing it in the cinema, go watch it in the cinema. I don't think this is something that you should just wait until it's on streaming. This is one of the films you should be going to watch in cinema. I never watched the first one in cinema. I didn't have the chance when it first came out. I didn't really particularly want to do the double that they were doing recently, where it's like, watch the first one, then the second one. It's like, I can't stay here for like
exactly
over 5 hours, man. Come on. But no, Dune 2, great. 9 out of 10. There we go. Show over. End it. Let's go. Bye.
Right. You know what? We're the new Dune channel.
We're the new Dune channel.
There's no freaking Doctor Who news.
There really isn't.
No.
You want to talk about the terrible Avatar Netflix series? I have all day to talk about that.
Didn't touch it.
Don't touch it. It's not good. As its own thing, it's very mid. As an adaptation, it's bad. It's really bad.
I mean, I believe you.
But anyway, Doctor Who. We have a very small amount of news, as usual, and we will end it with our review of the Doctor Who Season 9. Yes, Season 9 story, the finale of Season 9, The Time Monster. Not to be confused with The Time Warrior, which is like two, three seasons later.
Warrior and a monster is a very different thing, Chris.
Could be both.
I mean, a monster's warrior, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. So what should we start off with?
Let's just go ahead and start talking about Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. We've never left. Actually, no, the new thing is it's Webbin time. Madam Webbin. We're madaming time.
Such a bad movie.
I've heard it's really bad. I'm not watching that in cinema. I'm waiting for that to come out on digital. I've heard it's really bad.
So bad.
So bad.
Like, you make a movie and your only prospect is that you have 4 attractive women in it, and that's it.
That's it.
There's no substance.
I cannot wait for Craven. With how bad Madam Web is, I cannot wait to see how bad fucking Craven the Hunter is, because Sony is a masochist. That's the only thing that could explain this. They just love failing. But speaking of something else, yes, so the first part of our Dark Gallifrey series, which was announced some time ago, that explores the renegades of Gallifrey, of the Doctor Who universe. So the Master.
Not the good one. The bad one. Not the good one, the bad one.
Not the good renegade, the Doctor. The bad renegade. So, you have you have the Master, you have the Monk, and starting it off is Jared Leto. Morbius.
Right.
Morbius, from the brain of Morbius, will be kicking off Dark Gallifrey with 3 parts. Samuel West, who voiced Morbius in the 8th Doctor Adventures, in The Vengeance of Morbius primarily, is back in the role of Morbius. How this is going to work, don't know, because Morbius is kind of dead.
But it's Morbin time.
It never ends. It never ends. Funny enough, when this came out, everyone pointed out when it says like Morbius Part 1, 1 is the only one that is numbered. Everything else is like Part 2, but the word 2 If you notice, part 1, then part 2, part 3.
Ah,
It has been corrected.
but not on this post.
No, not on the original post. The original post, it wasn't corrected.
I can already see, because he's just a digital mindscape kind of thing now. Like, look at these covers. He's like a whisper of smoke in the back of the first one. The second one, he's fully digital. And then the third one, it's still that digital kind of thing mixing with this painting. So it's got to be something like
It's in the Matrix.
Enter the Matrix, that's right.
Yep. Oh, goddamn Rama.
Matrix Reloaded. It's morbid.
No, please don't remind me.
Morbid Reloaded.
I have thoughts about this. I don't like that it is 3 individual releases, even though it very much seems like it is one story. It's all written by Tim Foley. It is in parts, but it's not even just like, oh, these are just like covers for the stories themselves. It's just one box set released for the first part of Dark Gallifrey. No, these are 3 individual releases.
So they want you to pay like $20 for an
Roughly.
hour story 3 times over.
Actually, hang on. Let me get the actual. I'll see how. Go on to the news. I'll see how long they actually are. Production credit. Yeah, about an hour.
Yeah. So it's not worth.
It's not worth it. This should have just, much like with Sontarans versus Rudens, this should have just been a box set. You can have it as like, this is the Dark Gallifrey series, and then just like Dark Gallifrey, Morbius, and that's just the first box set. This doesn't need to be 3. It's not like just it's not even like, oh, these are just like 3 different stories that feature Morbius or center around Morbius. No, this seems to be an interconnecting story.
Part 1, 2, and 3. I mean, you can't have parts if it's not a part of a whole.
Yeah, that's like saying, oh, I'm gonna go see Dune 2. Have you seen the first one? No, but I think I'll be fine. It's like, no, you need to watch the first one because it's the second part. It's the sequel.
It's part 2, and part is there.
Part is there. Part is the key word.
Story.
Yeah, because one thing I don't like about this is because they also recently announced that Bernie Summerfield, the New Adventures of Bernie Summerfield, is getting its 8th volume, The Eternity Club, and it's split into 4 parts. Now, somewhat granted, there are 2 stories each. There are 2 stories to each release. But it's
that helps a little bit.
I mean, yes and no, but it's still being called like Eternity Club 1, Eternity Club 2, whereas it's like,
but at least it's 2 stories per release. It's not like this where you're having, oh, well, these are the parts of the story. You can go ahead and listen to this like this now. This is saying that this arc, the Eternity Club arc, is held within these 4 releases. And there's multiple stories per release. Even if it's only 2 per, that's still multiple. So it's
still, you could have done something like not early, like when they started doing the box sets for the 4th Doctor Adventures, they'd split it into half. So there'd be Volume 1 and then Volume 2. Like Volume 1 would have like a certain amount of episodes. Volume 2 would have a certain amount of episodes. You could have just done that. Like, this is her 8th series, but it's split in half. The Volume 1 release is the Volume 2 release. Not like this, where it's like, yeah, granted, it is 2 stories per release, but it's weird. They want to. It feels like they want to deviate away from box sets and go back to their original like just individual releases, but they're doing it in such a weird and bad way. Dark Gallifrey seems for at the moment, from what we've seen, Dark Gallifrey looks like the worst way they're doing it. Sontarans versus Rutans is a pretty good example of that, where that could have just been a box set. There was no reason for it to be a individual release, because there is a connecting. While it's in the background, there is a connecting story to each of the parts.
Yeah. And also, I mean, let's not forget the horrible management of Once and Future from last year, which
that's true.
One release, but you need the other releases, but not really, because they don't have any kind of substance. Hopefully these all have substance to them.
Most of them just kind of just forgot what the story of Once and Future was. Even if they were good, even if it was a good story, it just had nothing to do with it. I'm looking at you, Genius for War. I liked you.
It's nothing to do.
You're just not a good Once and Future story because you had nothing, zero to do with it.
But it was a good story.
It was a good story.
Well, that's all right then.
Oh god!
I just set that up.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll listen to Morbius.
I don't know. I can't be. I don't like. No, I do like Tim Foley. I mean, I'm a bit 50-50 on some of his stuff, but a majority of his stuff, that I've listened to is really good. He's probably one of the better writers there. And he's just getting higher and higher. From a lot of reception from listeners, like a lot of his stuff just keeps getting better and better and better and better. Even though I didn't particularly care for The Great Cyber War, but I know a huge majority of people thought like, wow, this is like amazing. This is peak. Okay. Pursuit of the Nightjar is fantastic. But no, but it being released like this, like 3 parts, like I probably won't. I might just wait and hear if anyone's like, wow, this is really good. You have to get it.
Look what you're doing, Nick Briggs. Why would you do this to us?
Nick, Jason, what are you doing? I feel like they just need to have a sit down and just figure out, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because another big thing with they're really doing, that we found out just before we start, is that they're limiting copies of physical box sets for certain releases. So the one that came out this week, I believe, Storm of the Sea Devils for the 4th Doctor Adventures is limited to only 1,500 copies. Quinn Dilemma, which comes out this month, is also 1,500 copies. So I feel like they might really be trying to make the push to download primarily, but they don't want to go all the way because they know there's people like me or like others that really like the physical box sets as a collection.
Yeah.
I don't know. There needs to be some kind of restructuring. I've said it before. There needs to be some kind of restructuring. It's just like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I like them, but do we really need a Paternoster series?
At least those are actual box sets.
At least those are actual box sets. That's true.
But yeah, no. Other than that, and I haven't read the issue, so I'm not sure. But according to this person, they're saying that Russell in the new issue of Doctor Who magazine said that Millie is still going to be doing more filming for season 2. So Twitter, being Twitter, we just assume the worst and run with trash mags. Like, this is pretty much the last time we'll talk about this, because there's just no point. When you listen to bad magazines that literally exist just to say the worst things about people who make more money than them, there's just no point. And we as a community should have done better. But no.
However,
Mm-hmm.
why did we have to wait for Russell to say it in a magazine?
That she's going to be doing more filming?
Well, it's more to do with like the whole kind of like, oh, she got kicked out. Like, the silence is deafening. It's like, yeah, I kind of agree. Like, they're not saying anything about it, and this poor girl is being like harassed by tabloids.
Trash mag. It's a
and trash mag.
tabloid. It is going to go. That's what they do. They do it to older actors too.
I know.
I mean,
but
they
the fact that like this is the most Russell has kind of said on this issue. He's like, yeah, she's still filming. She's still filming with us. It's like, you could just Russell, you could just make one post saying something. It's like, no, like she's still filming with us. This isn't true. Stay tuned for news, whatever, yada yada yada. It's like, say anything. That's kind of my main issue. It's just in the dark. We went from Russell saying literally anything, and maybe sometimes a bit too much for Doctor Who to like nothing at all until a magazine comes out to kind of say like, yeah, no, she's still filming. She hasn't been kicked out. Like,
but it's not addressing.
Not even addressing that.
Just saying that. Oh, well, we have some more filming later on in the later blocks to do with Millie Gibson, because they are not addressing a tabloid magazine. We're listening to trash sources and saying, oh, well, this is noteworthy. Why? It only blew up as much because of how we as a community reacted to something that was aiming to be garbage. When you react to something that is inherently bad, we're the ones in the wrong. She's still in Doctor Who. She's still got a whole new season, and they're going to be starting marketing within the next month. And what, are they going to just go ahead and cut her out of the marketing? No. I mean, I understand he went from saying everything to saying nothing, but it had nothing to do with Millie Gibson, because he wasn't talking about anything at all. So it's just that it came out at a fortunate time, and because we have a lack of news, we focused on the bad. It's just how we as a community react online. And Landry hasn't been here for weeks, but I'm going to say it again. The internet itself builds this culture that we allow to happen. And it's really sad. It's just unfortunate. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. It's just, I hope we don't have to deal with listening to tabloids anymore.
Good luck.
Well, I don't have to worry about it. I live in the U.S. I can just
you have to deal with everyone just nonstop talking about a certain former president.
Wow.
Hey, I don't like the guy either. But like, please move on.
Please. Yep. Anyway,
can we still just make fun of the old man that's currently in charge? Because it's pretty funny.
It's not,
chocolate ice cream. Hey, I'm not Sleepy Joe. I'm just Joe.
I'm not Sleepy Joe. I'm just
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
This is Doctor Who. Why isn't Al a doctor?
Is he a doctor at all? What is a doctor? My wife's a doctor, I think. I can't remember. Can you imagine having your wife be a doctor and then your body's going to that state and she's doing nothing to help? But anyway, let's talk about the time monster.
Yes, so we are here to talk about the Time Monster. It is the season 9 finale for Doctor Who. This is the fifth and final serial of season 9 of Doctor Who. It featured another explanation of the destruction of Atlantis. Well, we've seen in the underwater menace, and also the demons from the previous season also kind of said, it's like, it was us, it was me, Azal. We destroyed Atlantis. It's like, great. First, we have too many explanations about regeneration. Now, Atlantis can't get a fucking break.
See, what you're misunderstanding is that actually there are multiple Atlantises.
Atlanti.
Atlanti. Yeah. So each one did happen. It just happened to a different Atlantis.
But no, the Time Monster sees the Master try to harness the powers of Kronos to use in his dastardly plans to control time. The Third Doctor, Joe, and the team at UNIT aiming to stop him. So, this is written by Robert Sloman, which is funny because there are moments where time kind of stops, so they slow down and then stop.
Yeah.
Directed by Paul Bernard and produced by Barry Letts, and the music by Dudley Simpson. So,
some good music. Like I noticed when I was watching some of the background tracks were hitting.
Yes, this was also the first and only debut of a new TARDIS redesign. So hated that it was redesigned for the next season. It was literally used only for this one, because apparently Barry Letts just didn't like it. I think fans didn't like it, so they decided to change it for season 10, which I think is for the better because it's not particularly the best.
No. Also, this story is. It's mostly okay. There are entertaining things about it. It gets pulled along a little too long. Right towards the middle.
This is a classic Who episode that could have been shorter. Because it's 6? Yeah, 6 25-minute episodes. It probably could have been 4.
Yeah.
There's a huge chunk in the middle where it's like, it just keeps going. And I'm just like, can we just get to Kronos? Can't we just get to Atlantis? I don't care that the Master is, I don't know, a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh player and he's summoning all these ancient forces to stop them.
But you know what? The Master does he does go ahead and show off his skills. That woman says he was like a god.
Yes. Great A Master
thirsting for him, and she was a good looking woman. I mean, yeah. But
Pixel, calm down.
You have a girlfriend. When I was trying to find the photos, they showed
you have a girlfriend, don't you? Calm down. Behave. I know Jimmy's not here, so you have to compensate for the weird horniness, but down. Heel.
He has a very different level of weird horniness. Excuse me.
That's true.
Mine isn't as weird as his. But no, the story's mostly fine.
Yeah.
I do kind of like the ending of it, even though it does feel kind of like a cop-out that, okay, goodbye, wee. The Master just runs away. Oh, yes, Doctor. I'll come with you. Absolutely. I'll come to Earth. Thank you for, not letting Kronos keep me for eternity. But then he just runs into his TARDIS.
He escapes.
Well,
Kronos.
he's free.
He's free. That's what you wanted.
Yeah. No. But there's not much more to say other than, you get to see a Minotaur. That's nice. You get to see a baby Benton.
Baby Benton.
Don't mention the not fun fact.
I won't. It's a pretty sad fact about baby Benton, but yeah. But then after that, you get to see birthday suit Benton.
Where's Jimmy when you need the weird horniness?
Exactly.
That's where it would come in.
Nah, Jimmy seems like more of a Mike Yates fan. He doesn't appreciate based Benton. See, I can't put some funny words together for Yates.
I can't either. I try to think of something. I mean, you call me Yummy Yates, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's late. I'm tired. But the story is, like I said, it's fine. The aspects of it are cool. Who doesn't love Atlantis? Who doesn't love, the god Kronos coming in many forms? One being this weird bird guy thing. Who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love some good Bessie time? Need more Bessie. They should bring Bessie back. Hashtag bring Bessie back. I want my Bessie back, Bessie back, Bessie back.
Yeah, you're really tired.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to figure out a way to extend this conversation because I don't really have much more to say about this story. Like, the master's good in it.
Yeah. He can mimic people now, apparently. It's the first and only time he does it. Mimics Brigadier. That would have been handy in so many situations.
Well, he is a master of disguise. But yeah, no, other than that, like, the doctor is fine. I do like that he and Joe have that moment where they're sitting there, he's telling the story, and it looks like they're pretty much doomed, but goes ahead and tells a little story, and they come around at the end. But it's just another case of a story that goes on a little too long. But even then, I don't think it would be a great story. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, my thoughts, Time Monster, kind of knew a little bit beforehand. Probably, this is my first time watching it, but I knew a little bit beforehand what it was and what it was about. About Kronos, Atlantis, and all that. Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine story. It has interesting aspects. It has interesting concepts. It's just too long for its own good. Could have cut it down. Four episodes. As always, the master. He's great. He's good in it. He's good at it as the villain.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Holy crap, what?
Well, Dave Prowse, who you might know, he's the body of Darth Vader. He was expected to perform all of the Minotaur scenes, but he wasn't trained as a stuntman, and he refused to complete certain ones, so Terry Walsh had to come in.
Actually, did not read that fact. See, Star Wars connection.
And you know what? Well, Tatooine, sand, we're back to Dune 2.
We're back. Dune. Back to Dune, baby. But no, yeah. Other than that, it's a fine story.
It's fine. Like, what would you rate?
What
would you rate?
Before I rank it, I would say, before I rank it, I'd say the sequel to it is much better. The Quantum Archangel, which is a Sixth Doctor book. It actually does bring back. I think it does bring back characters from this story. I'm trying to remember which characters it brings back. It brings back Ruth and Stuart, the two scientists.
Oh, okay.
So in the Quantum Archangel, they're essentially working on a new version of Tom Tit that the Master created. So the Master, the Anthony Ainley, the Tremas Master, is the one that visits them to try and take that technology because he finds himself being hunted by the chronovores.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of needs it as a way to stop them. Then it deals with the Quantum Archangel and deals with alternate realities and all that. It's a really good story. I really like that. I really like the Quantum Archangel. It's a much better story. Froggy, no. I'll not put sleeves on. Too fucking hot here. It's not even summer anymore. It's still too hot here.
Too hot here.
It's too hot.
Too hot here.
But yeah, it's a fine story. If I were to rank it, maybe
6.
6, yeah. It's a 6 out of 10 story. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's just there.
Maybe a 5.5, 5.5 to 6, somewhere in that range. It's just like, it's not great. It's not bad, but I don't think I need to see it again. And this is my second time watching it, so.
I do like their attempts at like with Kronos, where like with like the physical form of Kronos, I do like it's kind of like blurred. So I do like they tried to kind of do like you can't comprehend its appearance.
Yeah.
You can't see it properly with trying to give that kind of feel with technology and filmmaking it back then, for at least for a TV show on that kind of budget. So I'll give them props for that, for trying to do something like that. Because if you see the actual full suit, it's all right. It's all right looking suit. But it's silly. It's Doctor Who silly. Okay.
So I mean that's our ranking. And we have a little bit of time. What are we supposed to be doing next week, Chris?
Dune. I don't know.
We're not doing Dune.
I just want to talk about Dune. Dune is so fucking good. When they go to the fucking Fades planet, the whole black and white, I was like, yeah. That's filmmaking right there. That's art. Eat shit, Disney. Guys, watch our live-action remake. No. I'm going to watch 3 hours of people in the sand.
No. You're watching 2 hours of people in sand, and you have other times that they are inside in the sand.
That's true. 20 minutes of them in places in the sand, and then another 20 minutes of anywhere else.
And 10 minutes of worm time.
Yes. And Christopher Walken being like, Paul, you see this watch? Shoved it up my ass. With spice.
Paul, I'm sorry about your dad.
I'm sorry about your dad.
Oopsie.
What's that music video he's in? Where he's like dancing? Is it the Fat Boy Slim or something?
I can't recall.
But there's a music video where he's dancing in it, and someone said, someone put Paul trying to sandwalk. Just Crystal Walken doing the dance.
Oh.
It is? Yes. But no, Dune is great. Like I said, go watch Dune.
Yeah.
Don't watch the monster, watch Dune.
Next week we should be doing a is it New Who?
Let me double check.
Yeah, we just did a Big Finish.
Just did Big Finish. So it'll be New Who or Topic. I can't think of a topic, so we'll make it
New Who. Look at that. Can I roll a 4-sided die?
Did you say Lois? I swear to God, you said Lois.
I did not say Lois.
Lois.
It's me. It's Beta. Oh,
That's not even fucking close.
it's not at all.
That is not even. That's supposed to be your Peter Griffin.
I can't do a Peter Griffin.
Hey, Lois. Remember that time?
That's not a great Peter Griffin either. I don't think either
It's
of us.
better than yours sounding like just some like random like New Jersey like just Italian guy. Hey Lois. Hey Lois. What's the baby talking?
Adrian.
Mamma mia. Mamma mia, the dog he does to taxes.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Hey, Doctor Who related. My friend that I got into Doctor Who, they are now onto series 5. And they really like Matt Smith. They're like, yep, first episode, he's the Doctor. I can see it. It took time with David Tennant. With Matt Smith, first episode, I'm in. So they're 3 episodes in, and I'm like, you're going to like the next 2 because it features your favorite character, River Song. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well,
What series?
6.
Series 6, okay. We've done a fair few in Series 6, if I recall. We did the gooey things.
The goo people.
The goop people. So yeah, we did the Rebel Flesh, Almost People. We did. We did. I swear to God, we've done other ones.
I thought we did another one too.
Let me go back.
Complex.
Yes, we did God Complex. That's true. That's right. Looking through our we did God. Just saw the thumbnail for that.
Where I did that.
I think that's all we. I think that's all we did for that one.
Okay. So how
Maybe
many
some of these thumbnails aren't telling me a lot. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's all we did.
Goo people and God Complex?
Yep.
Okay.
Hang on. So that leaves the first 2 was a 2. Oh wait, we've also already done A Christmas Carol. It's going off Wikipedia here, it's counted as part of it, but it's the Christmas special, so Possible Astronaut is a 2-parter, so that's 1. Curse of the Black Spot, Doctor's Wife, Good Man Goes to War, Let's Kill Hitler, Night Terrors, Girl Who Waited, Closing Time, Wedding with Riverside. 9.
9, you said? Okay.
9.
Let me roll a 10-sided die. 8.
Closing Time. James Corden. Oh,
That's
guys,
exactly what I thought of.
I'm James Corden. I'm insufferable. I'm James Corden.
I'm going to star in Cats.
I'm going to star in Cats. I'm the star of Cinderella.
I'm going to be in an emoji movie.
Oh, God, and it's Gareth Roberts writing it, that fucking transphobe.
Closing time.
Closing time. It's not even a good Cyberman story. Poor Matt, he never got any good Cyberman stories. You had this and Nightmare in Silver.
Yeah, that's not
Yikes.
great. But you know what?
But then Moffat was like, okay, I'll give Capaldi the good Cybermen stories.
Pretty much.
But the counter was, I'll give him one good Dalek story. You can have multiple. Yeah, you can have multiple good Cybermen stories, but only one good Dalek story. Actually, no, 3. I don't know.
Into the Dalek is pretty good.
That's good. I wouldn't really say Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, is a Dalek story. It's more about Davros
story.
It's a Davros story. Daleks are in there. And then their last appearance was Pilot. It was just a cameo.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count. Rep bozos, go to sleep. So yes, unfortunately, we will be reviewing Closing Time next week. The Gareth Roberts story featuring everyone's favorite late night, late show or late show?
Does it really matter?
They're all the fucking same.
Yeah.
Late is late. You don't need you don't need extra emphasis because it's later than the other one. Yeah, so Gareth Roberts closing time featuring James Corden.
We're gonna have fun, I guess.
Thank
you so much for watching. Good night. ALLONS-Y.
That's it? You're just gonna say that?
Yeah. I mean, we really
Thank you everyone for tuning into the live stream. We appreciate it as always. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out any of our previous live streams and on our page, as well as any reviews that we have posted. I have recorded one. Okay. I have yet to edit it.
How dare you?
Sorry, I'm a bit busy watching fucking Dune and enjoying my life. I'm sorry. And working and painting 40k miniatures, okay? I'm sorry I don't have time to edit a video. Where's your video, Pixel? Better than that, where's Jimmy?
Do you think I killed him? Do you think his body is in the backyard?
Very, very giving me Dark Place feels of where we're just hinting that one of us killed a co-star.
We didn't kill him. He's just killing comedy.
Oh, but
thanks for saying the thank you, Cypher. There it is. Jimmy's poisoning me now.
He's gotten you from the grave.
The grave. That's right. Speaking of grave, let's wrap this up. Thank you. Good night. ALLONS-Y.
ALLONS-Y.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.